Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thursday. Oh, okay. I'm a little tired today. I'm still jet lagged, but I'm like almost back on track. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay. So, let's see what we've got today. Today is a new day. It is a fresh start. So I'm going into it with that positive mindset. All right, we have already got some things popping up. Let's take a look. All right, HCAI. Okay, HCAI. Okay, I don't see news, but sometimes the news pops up in a minute. The float is under 1 million. The relative volume is still kind of low. The gap is way over the previous day's close. So let's see if any news pops up on that one. I'm looking to see what else is on the top gainers scanner. Huh. JFU. What's that? JFU. Let's see. Well, that doesn't have, that only has 4,800 shares total volume. So whatever it is, it's not doing anything. So I'm just going to take that off. HCAI. I don't see any news. But it is running up. So let's, see what happens. Maybe news will pop up. But I'm thinking if there was news, it would have come out already because look, it popped up at 6:30. Something made it pop up. And then it came back down and then back up. But I don't see news on Thinkorswim. And I don't see news on Warrior Trading scanners. So, but the volume is going up. It's like, look at that. It's a nice pull for a bull flag pullback. Huh. I like it. I'm just gonna, I gotta move my monitor here a little bit. So, oh, that looks good. So for those of you who saw my live stream yesterday, I had a big red day, but I did analyze my trade, and if I had actually clicked sell instead of buy, it would have been fine. I didn't make a bad entry, so you can check it out in my recap. I feel better about it. I mean, I don't feel great about losing the money, but I feel much better about the trade, and I fixed my my hotkeys. So that's going to be a different situation from here on out. All right. Yep. All right. So it's pulling back. I mean, I don't see news, so I won't trade it, but I put MACD back on my chart. I felt so naked yesterday without it, and one of my 3 trades I would not have taken if I'd had my MACD up. So, yeah, I'm going to keep it on my chart. I've been kind of experimenting with what indicators I really need. Sometimes you don't appreciate something until it's gone. Yeah, I wonder what's going on here. So HCAI, everything's there except for news. So I wonder if this is continuation. So let me see. I'm going to look at Warrior Trading has a continuation scanner, but I don't see it on there. So I wonder, it might have had news yesterday. Oh, good morning. Good morning. There was a nice pullback at 7:02 on the 10-second. Oh, okay, nice. So at 7:02, yeah, it looks like that's when it started pulling back. I think that is now maybe a bull flag pullback, but I won't trade this without news. Will you trade this without news? I really prefer to have news. I have traded stocks without news, but I have to be convinced. I have to really be convinced. But this this is behaving, in my opinion, as if it has news. Have a look at the 10-second. Let's see. So, let's see. I'm pulling up the 10-second. HCAI. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pulling back. I mean, yep. So here you can see, yep, it's pulling back, right? Right here. And it's also pulling back on the 1 minute. Yep. But I will, again, I just, for me, I don't know. Would you trade this without news? A nice 7% squeeze. I know, right? Look at this. Nice run up above VWAP. It broke above VWAP. This is so tempting. But I'm going to be good. So here, so I usually, you would have traded that. Okay. I mean, I think maybe when I have more experience, I'll be, you might have been trading longer than me, or you might have more experience than me. Yeah, I'm generally trading 1 minute pullbacks pullbacks in the 1 minute chart. If I'm looking for a micro pullback, I would trade the 10-second chart, which I do see there on the 10-second chart that there was a really nice micro pullback at, let's see, at 7:02. Let's see, 9:07. Yeah, that gave a nice run up. I mean, if I had my 10-second chart up and it had news, I would take that trade on the 10-second chart for sure. But I got burned on I had a big red day yesterday, which was completely my fault and not related to reading the charts. I flubbed my hotkeys, but now I'm nervous, so I'm just going to stick to my criteria. Would have caught early and traded this in the past with no news. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have traded things without news, but I'm being really conservative, especially today after a big red day yesterday. So I mean, like I said, everything looks good. Everything looks great, except it doesn't have a news catalyst. So, I mean, look at this run up. And yeah, this on the 10-second chart, it looked really good. That pullback at 7:02, that did look good. And now, I mean, now it's like just hovering right above VWAP. But yeah, I'm just being really conservative today because, good morning, HG, because yesterday I had a big red day. I flubbed my buy and sell keys, and I clicked buy when I should have clicked sell. So today I'm being really cautious. I'm being really conservative. I was considering reducing my share size, but I think I'm going to keep my share size, but just be really, really strict on my rules. So I follow Warrior Trading's 5 pillars of stock selection. And yeah, this meets 4, but I just don't see the news. It looks good. I mean, let's see. What does the daily chart look like? So on the daily chart, oh, okay, so we have a window up to like 16 here. We have a window up to 16 there. Let's see, it's hard to borrow. Okay, the MACD, well, it's kind of dying now, but it's, you know, the MACD was green here. I mean, this looks like a good trade. I just, without news, I get nervous. So, Dirt Devil Detective, I love your I love your handle. What changed? Why you said you would have traded it in the past with no news, but would you not trade it now? I mean, this looks like a potentially good pullback. I know this was like a good run. Look at that. Above VWAP. It's like almost $3. Wow. I do find it hard sometimes to sit out when something doesn't meet my criteria. But I'm going to be disciplined, you know, because but I want to hear why you guys would trade it without news. Is it because you don't really consider the news catalyst one of your criteria? Is it something else that's telling you this is tradable without news? Yeah, I'd love to hear why, you know, because I'm learning too. I would have jumped in at 7, the larger green candle. Okay. Right here. It's 7. Oh, sorry, my little the little heart icon is like blocking part of the chat on my phone. I would have jumped in at 7, the larger green candle. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now I've got the 10-second chart up on my laptop and I'm looking at that. It's just kind of mirroring what I see on the 1 minute, right? So on the 5 minute, yep. So this is a pullback on the 5 minute. This is the second pullback on the 5 minute. So I'm experimenting with, instead of having all the charts up at once, I'm trying to make the most of my real estate on my external monitor. And, you know, because I'm only using the 5 minute for, I don't trade off the 5 minute generally. I have, but I don't usually. So I'm using that more for multi-time frame alignment. And on the daily chart, I'm looking for windows to look for potential points of resistance. Let's see. So FATN looks like they had news yesterday. FATN. It had news yesterday, so this would be continuation. The float's under 10 million, the relative volume. Everything looks good on the other 4 criteria. Stock selection. But let's see. Hard to borrow. We've got volume over 500,000. So I've got a checklist, a pre-trade checklist that I'm working on, trying to really nail down what my process is, you know? That's something that I'm really trying to dial in and figure out, well, what's essential? How many of you use something called average true range to determine your stop? That's something I just learned about, and I'm kind of curious about that. I might do a video on it so I can explore it some more, because my explained videos are really partly for me to learn about these things too, and see how much I really understand about the concepts. But Let's see. FATN. The news is from yesterday. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. BIYA. BIYA. Let's see. BIYA. Well, it's just over 500,000 in total volume. It doesn't have news yet. And the relative volume is really low. So that's something I'm gonna hold off on that until I see news and the relative volume pop up. So I'm using Warrior Trading's 5 pillars of stock selection. I'm doing float under 20 million. Under 10 million is better because I'm trading low float, small cap, momentum stock trading, right? That's what I'm doing. Although I do want to expand into other strategies like swing trading eventually, but for now, I'm keeping it real narrow. Price between $1 and $20. I don't do stocks under $1. Relative volume 5 times the 50-day average. That's a big one. That's like a really big one. And I want the price to have gapped at least 10% over the previous day's close. I've heard some people only will trade stocks that have jumped like 20% over the previous day's close. And I want a news catalyst. So those are the criteria for stock selection. Now my indicators, like my pre-entry checklist, aside from a real setup, which I'm mostly trading bull flag pullbacks, flat top breakouts, and micro pullbacks on the 10-second chart, which I practiced a lot a couple of weeks ago. And I haven't done as much of it because my goal this week, I have a goal every week. I have a trading goal, which I kind of chronicle over on Substack. And my goal this week is to work on exit indicators, especially on my bull flag pullbacks. So it's kind of clear when I hit my stop, it's time to sell. But I have a list of other exit indicators that I'm working on this week. So if I see those indicators and I'm not at my stop yet, I'm going to exit. So some of those indicators that I'm working with this week are price hesitation, and that seems to be the one that I've used in all my trades this week, is when I see that price hesitation, I'm getting out either before my stop or if it's on the upside, because I really want to try to let my winners run, but also I don't want to just sit there and robotically wait to hit my stop every time. I mean, if there's an indicator that I should exit before it goes all the way down to my stop, I want to do that, right? So BIYA, I don't see news on that yet. Let's see. Let's look at FATN. Yeah, it's just hovering right above VWAP. And HCAI, it's now down below VWAP, and the MACD is red. I took the MACD off yesterday. I was kind of experimenting with how it was without it, and I hated trading without my MACD. My Mac Daddy. I know that's so creepy, but I hated trading without MACD because, yeah, there was one trade yesterday that I would not have taken if I had that up. So I'm going to leave that up on my 1 minute. And let's see. So HCAI, it's looks like it might be trying to make a recovery back to VWAP. Let's see. I'm looking at the list. XRX has new news. XRX. Let's see what else is going on. XRX has breaking news. Oh, but it's just like a report. Oh, but the price is too high. No, wait, XRX. No, the float is too high. The float is too high. Okay, so I'll take that off my list. So BIYA, look at this. But the price is tried to go back up, but the volume bar wasn't going up with it. So let's see how things are. Yesterday was kind of quiet, I thought. How is the stock market doing today? Okay, as of yesterday, US stocks finished mostly lower with the Dow dropping. But what about today? um, so yesterday I had a big red day. It basically wiped out everything for my month. I'm now red on the month, and I have low confidence that I'm gonna make up 500 bucks today. So I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna overtrade out of desperation. Yesterday, when I hit my max daily loss with that third trade, of course, I went way beyond my max daily loss. But when I hit it, I didn't overtrade. I didn't revenge trade. I moved to paper trading, and I finished out the day practicing my hotkeys so that I would avoid the problem that I had yesterday. And I didn't come in today trying to make up what I lost yesterday. If it happens, that would be amazing. But I'm going to let that go. And I'm just going to focus on today and today's trades and work on having high quality, good trades today. I try to think about this is what has really helped me stop revenge trading is I think about pretend I'm like my own best friend, okay? And I'm a best friend that has just started trading. What would I tell my best friend to do? It's somebody that I care about, somebody that I want to be successful. And I would tell them, it stinks that you were red yesterday. What went wrong? What would you do differently? Learn from the mistake. Okay, so I fixed my hotkeys yesterday. I made them further apart so I wouldn't accidentally press the wrong one. I went back to my old hotkey format. And then I practiced them in the simulator from 9:30 to 10. I practiced them over and over and over. So I'd get them into muscle memory again. And today I'm coming in with a fresh outlook. I'm going to look at each trade today new. I'm not going to, and that's what I would tell my best friend who I wanted to succeed at trading. I would tell them that, yes, positive affirmations, 100%, Dirt Devil. Yes, I would be positive and I would frame it around a learning opportunity. Okay, that's what I would tell someone else. So I deserve that. I deserve that too. So I am going to I focused on learning from my mistake yesterday, and today I'm going to look at quality over quantity. I'm not going to revenge trade. I'm not going to overtrade. I'm not going to try to recover the loss. If I make good quality trades, then I think it will happen. The more I improve my trading process by 1% every day, and honestly, even though I had that big red day yesterday, my process improved by way more than 1% because I fixed my hotkeys, and that's going to be a huge difference. All right, HCAI is making a run for VWAP, but right now it's below VWAP, and that's a hard indicator for me. I think I have traded like a recovery towards VWAP before, but I really prefer to trade above VWAP. So, I've tried a lot of things over the last year. I've been trading since February 2025, but I didn't start using real money till July of last year. I've tried a lot of things. I probably tried too many things. I know everyone says get good at a few things, and now I'm really trying to dial in on those few things. I just tried a lot of different things, and it's just too many things to learn at once. There's a high learning curve with trading, and I'm really focusing on quality over quantity. I feel like that's good for life in general, right? I mean, more isn't always better for everything. So I'm back at home, and I missed trading at home. I liked trading on vacation. It was exciting I mean, I've traded on all my vacations, but live streaming and trading was fun, but I'm glad to be home. All right, so I'm just seeing if anything else is popping up. So I'm really curious, what everyone else uses for exit indicators, since that's my theme of the week. My goal of the week is to improve my exit strategies by using exit indicators. I will give you my list. Let's see. So this is the little checklist that I'm developing, okay? And right here you can see exit signals, price hesitation, a lot of top wicks, indecision candles, failure to make a new high, red on the tape, price not moving up, speed of trade slowing down, like on the tape, right? Like you can just see like, okay, there's less volume going through, and big sellers stacking on the ask. So those are some of my exit indicators that I'm working on right now. And the thing is, I have this list of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exit indicators, and I've only used one this week. I'm going to say indicators on my checklist. So type A. I've really only used price hesitation. That is the one that I seem to be seeing the fastest, but I'm going to work on all of them. I couldn't trade Tuesday because my flight was right in the middle of my trading window. And so level 2 and T and S drives my decision. Okay. Yep. So do you look for like big sellers on the ask? Do you look for like, red on the tape, the price action slowing down on level 2? Is that mainly what you're looking at? That's cool. I mean, level 2, right? I don't think I could trade without it. I like literally couldn't, because I'm trying to set up my Weeble. I've been trying to do that all like for 2 weeks so that I can trade between 4 and 7 a.m. because I can't trade before 7 a.m. on Thinkorswim. And I want to have another option, another trading window. And I think I have to pay for level 2 on Weeble. I'm like, okay, because I really can't trade without it. Once I started, it was a really high learning curve for me to look at it. But once I started, I don't think I could trade without it at this point. And so, yeah, when I say price hesitation, that I'm looking at the level 2. If I just see it hovering at a certain point, I'm not looking necessarily at the candle. I'm looking at the level 2 and I'm looking at the time and sales, and I'm seeing like, okay, if I'm seeing, instead of seeing all green on the tape, which is what I want to see because I want to see the price moving up, if I start to see red and green mixed in, and then I start to see the price hovering right around a certain level on the, well, especially, so I prefer if the price is moving up to sell on the ask, right? Because it's slightly higher and also it kind of feeds the momentum. But if I have to, I'll sell on the bid. So I'm often watching both. If I see any blocks of red, I keep my finger on the close all hotkey. Nice. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. That's so I I went back to using hotkeys, and of course I screwed it up this week bad. But now I reconfigured them so that they're more like my old format. I had them close together thinking that would be more efficient, but I just screwed up and clicked buy instead of sell. Now I have them further apart like I used to have them. And yeah, once I'm in, I have my fingers hovering over sell on the bid, sell on the ask. So I'm ready to go for either one. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's good to hear what you're doing and what everyone else is doing, because like if I'm wondering what you're doing, I'm sure other people on this chat are wondering the same thing, right? Because trading is kind of a lonely endeavor in some ways. And I wish I had started this channel way earlier. And I was just afraid to do that because I was like, oh, I really don't know enough. But that's okay. I'm on my journey. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just sharing what I'm doing and hoping that if you see what I'm doing, my mistakes, my successes, that might help you, because it helps me to hear what you guys are doing. the price is too far away from 9 EMA, then it's likely to snap back. So you need to be ready to exit. Yes, definitely. If it's extended off the 9 EMA, the further it gets off the 9 EMA, like over here, right, on HCAI, good point. Oh, good morning, James. And good morning, HG. Good morning, guys. So the more, like here, the more it's extended off the 9 EMA here, yep, that's where I just start to get more and more cautious as it comes up. I'm like, oh, yep, it's going to pull back at some point when it gets too extended, right? These are all good things. I'm hearing stuff that makes me feel like I'm on the right track. I just think it's so helpful to hear what other people are doing and to share. And I feel like we have a little community going here because I'm seeing a lot of the same people pop up every day, and it's so nice to see you guys and to hear your input. I'm hearing different things from different people too, which gives me hope because I think we're all different people. You know, it's good that we're seeing some of the same fundamental things, but everyone's going to have like their own strategy. Like with my exit indicators, I just keep seeing price hesitation. And I have this list that I created of 8 exit indicators. And inevitably, the one that I was responding to was price hesitation on level 2 in time and sales. So I think that we're going to see what we see, right? Rough week for me. I got caught when FATN rejected at 7:30 a.m. max lost day. Oh, James, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Let's take a look. FATN. Okay. When it rejected at 7:08. Oh, yikes. Right here. Right here. Max loss. That was me yesterday. I really feel for you. Ugh. Yep. Yep. Okay. You know, it's just, this is so hard, like emotionally. I mean, yesterday it was if it's any consolation, I feel you. I had a red day Monday. I've had this, I'm red on the month. And, you know, this is, I think is this my first red month of the year? I don't think I was red in January. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at my trader view, but it was really hard yesterday to like, I wanted to cry on the live stream, but I really kept it together and I switched to paper trading. So if you can, you know, switch to paper trading and kind of keep looking at the charts and keep, you know, and analyze that trade, because I felt better yesterday after I analyzed my red trade because I realized, like, when we don't know exactly what we did wrong, when I don't know exactly what I've done wrong, I start to make a judgment about myself. Like, why am I trading? This is stupid. Why am I even doing this? Am I built for trading? Blah, 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 you know. And analyzing the trade is going to put you back into your logical mind, right? It's good to tap into your intuitive mind, but only when it's really helping us. And being negative isn't helping us. Yeah, HCI. Let's check that out. HCI is trying to go. It is. It is. I just wish I understood why. Sometimes I'll check the relative strength index for stocks being oversold, overbought. Don't put a lot of faith in it lately. So the two things that I was thinking about adding were relative strength index and average true range. Okay, so that's interesting to hear that you use that. I've heard other people say that they use that. Oh, hey, TJ. Yeah, HCI is trying to go. It doesn't have news. So it's out for me. I'm being really strict about my 5 pillars of stock selection. I use Warrior Tradings, right? I'm being really strict about my 5 criteria today because of my big red day yesterday. I don't want to look myself in the mirror later and say, you broke your rule. But HCAI, I would have traded this multiple times today if it had news. You know, I mean, I wouldn't fault anybody for trading it. There have been some great, look at this. This is a nice clean pullback. The volume went up right here. It's 976 to 1059. It's getting a little pricey for me. I will trade stocks up to $20, but I'm trading with a cash account right now, and the PDT rule hasn't gotten in place yet. So I'm sticking to like stocks under $10 generally so that I can make more trades with my account. Yeah, look at this. It's just, so it's popping up again, but this volume bar isn't popping up with it, but it does, it has a lot of, if it had news, look at this. It popped up here. I wouldn't have traded it here, probably. But here, look at this. This is such a nice run up. And, you know, I think we talked about earlier, there were micro pullbacks. Sad thing is not many stocks have had news at all, and I just watched them run away without me. I know, that is so hard. I mean, I'm realizing that trading, the technical side of trading is learnable, right? It's absolutely learnable. Other people have learned it, and you know, I mean, I'm not a genius, but I'm at least of average intelligence. Like, I'm not a genius, but I'm definitely not a moron. So I know for sure that this is learnable. The technical piece is learnable. I can memorize exit indicators, I can memorize setups. Eventually, I will have the technical capability. And I think, yes, Dirt Devil, I think that it's the emotional side that gets all of us. I actually did a poll, and I should do it again, like periodically. But I did a poll, like one of the first posts that I made on my YouTube channel was like, what's the biggest thing holding you back from trading? And like emotions is the thing I think that gets all of us, you know, and one thing that's hard for me is sitting on my hands all day, you know, but watching Russ Cameron's really helped. He's had a lot of no trade days recently. And he is one of the top small cap momentum traders, right? So if he is sitting on his hands on days, then it's okay to do that for us. It's just hard. It's really hard. Like, I'm watching HCAI and everything in me is trying to rationalize why I should break my rule. I'm like, but look at this, but look at this. You know, and look at this run up. It looks so nice. And there were pullbacks in the 10-second chart. And I love that. And, you know, I'm trying to rationalize why I should break my rules. Do I have the perfect rules? No. Like, I'm only been trading for a year. Do I know what the perfect rules are? Absolutely not. You know, I'm still figuring this out too. I'm just figuring it out live in front of you guys. Like yesterday, oh my God, I wanted to cry on my live stream when I had that big mess up. But one of the things I'm trying to learn is that emotional equanimity and just, you know, I'm betting Ross is playing this one without news. Yeah, he might be, but he has a lot more experience. He's been trading for years and years. You know, he's going to see things that I'm not going to see, right? So, like, Ross can break the rules. You know, he's a goat. He's the goat. Um, you know, I mean, I know there are other traders out there, but I do think he's honestly like the Tom Brady of small cap momentum trading. And I think that's a good analogy. I don't know. I'm not a football fan, but Tom Brady was a goat, right? So yes, that's happened to me too, where like he'll have a day where he hasn't taken any trades. And like I was green last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, small green days, but I was green. Um, he's just, I think what is happening with really experienced traders is they are seeing like they're seeing more, but how do I say this? They're seeing more of the total information, and they're filtering it through as less. They're able to filter out the noise. Um, One of the books on my reading list is The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin, and he talks about that. He talks about he was a chess champion, like like a child prodigy chess champion, and then he was a martial arts champion in a martial art in China, and he's also a black belt under Marcelo Garcia in New York City. And his book is about learning, and I have gone back to this book time and time again. And one of the things he talks about is that, you know, we're looking at all of the same information, or a lot of the same information that Ross is looking at, but he's seeing it differently, right? I'm overwhelmed by all of the information. So what I'm choosing to pick on the same days, I'm using his scanners. So I'm using the same scanners that Ross Cameron's using, but when I'm looking at the data, of course, he has a level of experience that I don't have yet, right? And a lot of us are aspiring to. And I think what's happening is, and Josh Waitzkin talks about this in his book, he talks about the fact that the grandmasters in chess, or the people that are at the top levels in their field, they're taking the same information, but they're seeing less. They're distilling it down, like they're chunking information, and they're filtering out the noise. So they're looking at the essential information. So hopefully we'll get there. Yeah, last year when I first started, I did much better as a trader when I didn't know what I was doing, because there was a lot more momentum in the market. And it gave me, luckily I don't have a massive ego, so I didn't have a false sense of like, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. How am I making $500-$600 in one day? Yeah, there was a lot more momentum in the market, and we're just not having as much momentum. However, the flip side of that is that we're still watching the charts, right? Like I haven't traded anything yet, but I'm learning the whole time I'm sitting here watching, right? And if we can learn how to trade in a tougher market, it's going to be a lot easier when there's more momentum. So, there are dips in the market. Like, even though I'm new to day trading, relatively new because I've only been doing it for a year, I've been investing since the 90s. I got my MBA in the early 2000s, and I've been investing in in longer time frames, you know, um, long-term investing, thinking like, under 5 years, but more than a year. Like that has been my sweet spot for the past 20 something years. So, um, there are dips and, swells and dips in the market. Yeah. Well, news comes out top of the hour, right? Yes, and the bottom of the hour. So when I take a break from, and I'll take a break on my live stream for like 5 minutes, to grab tea or whatever. And I don't do it at the top of the hour or the bottom of the hour. I wait until like 8:15 or 8:45, because news can come out, and then when the news comes out, I want to be there to see the news. I want to see that initial run up, because I'm looking for a bull flag pullback. I'm looking for a flat top breakout. I'm looking for micro pullbacks on the 10-second chart. FATN for another high. Yeah, look at that, huh? On no news. No news. Well, it had old news. It's old news yesterday, but Ross says all the time, like, that he doesn't do as well on the second day. And this does look choppier to me. Like if you look at HCAI, this is definitely cleaner price action to my eyes, right? You've got this clean run up, you've got a pullback. I bet this here is a pullback on the 5-minute. Let's look at the 5-minute. Right? Look at that. So clean on the 5-minute. 1, 2. So this is much cleaner price action to me than this. This looks really choppy to me. I mean, yes, there are pullbacks, but look, this here, it went back all the way down to the beginning of the move. Okay. This is way choppier to me I would prefer this. And this looks like another pullback on the 5-minute, right? I used to have my 20 EMA on my 1-minute chart. I took it off, but it did help because usually the pullback to the 20 EMA is a pullback on the 5-minute. And then you can see here that that is exactly the case here, right? It's another pullback on the 5-minute. It's just much cleaner price action. If I were going to trade something, I would stay with HCAI. Yeah, FATN is definitely heading for another high. It's just, ugh, I don't know. It's just grinding more instead of this clean. Now, BIYA, why did I put this on my chart? Because it had a momentary run up, but now the MACD is red. This just doesn't have the volume. So let's see, what's popping up now? TELO. Let's see what that's all about. But like you guys said, for a sell indicator, I got a good one. Enter a trade and set a stopwatch for 50 seconds and exit blindly. TJ, that's so honestly, that might work because I got to tell you, when I was practicing my hotkeys on the simulator yesterday at the market open, I was just blindly pressing buy and sell, and I did better than I did when I was trading properly in the pre-market. It was like just blindly hitting buy and sell. But yeah, that's hilarious. The low float is the big point on HCAI. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Don't get FOMO. Yeah, wait, okay. Yeah, that is honestly hilarious. Just using random 15 second. I mean, you're right. If it's going too long, then you're going to start to have like those micro pullbacks. I mean, that's pretty awesome. See, this is why I love having the live stream, because you get all these hilarious points of view. And you know what? Honestly, it would be kind of funny to test that out with like one share at a time or in a simulator, right? You know? Okay, TELO. I didn't see news pop up yet, but I'm just, what's going on with my, okay. TELO. See, these stocks that pop up, right, and they get this topping tail, I've been seeing this a lot lately. And I'm thinking this is like an algo spike of some kind. Okay, so here we go. Here, there is news on telomere on Thinkorswim. And let's see what the news is on Thinkorswim. Sometimes it pops up on Thinkorswim first. It says the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has cleared its investigational new drug application, allowing the company to begin clinical testing in patients with advanced or metastatic triple negative breast cancer. That, it says, the clearance marks a key milestone for the clinical stage biotech. That sounds like great news. I love biotech news. I don't know why it doesn't do that well. Look at these topping tails. So this has happened so much lately. I'll see a stock that's between like $1 and $2, and it'll have these topping tails. It'll be hovering right around VWAP, and then it just fades off. And it's like, this is great news. It's baffling to me that this is not something that everyone wants to buy into. I love biotech, but maybe that's biased because I just like science. You know, I just think it's cool, but I like it also because it's a real thing that happened. They actually got a real clearance from the FDA to do something, and it's like news based on reality. I like that. However, this is maybe where I struggle a little bit understanding the overall market psychology, where you know, to me it makes sense. This is a stock for everyone to jump in on. But the stocks that I think people should be buying aren't clearly the stocks that everyone's buying. So yeah, I mean, this is just kind of struggling to stay above VWAP, these topping tails. I mean, I wouldn't, let's see, it's hard to borrow on Thinkorswim. And yeah, so BIYA, I'm I'm not seeing anything promising on that. FATN, it just, to me, it's just consolidating sideways at this point, kind of. It's grinding up. It's grinding. HCAI, we've got another pullback. But now look at this. This pullback, it kind of hung out below VWAP a little bit and came up. Now it's kind of doing the same thing. It's sort of consolidating sideways a little bit. I think it might pop up again. Because look at this level here. Okay, the top of this move is now support for this move. Look at that. But the MACD's red. So even if it had news, I wouldn't. But I'm the dummy, I think, because I think this one looks good. I'm sticking to my rule. I don't see news. If anyone sees news, please tell me, because I want to jump in. But I'm going to sit on my hands if I have to and stay out of it but yeah, you're right. I mean, I won't be surprised if I watch Ross Cameron's recap later and he's like traded it successfully. But yeah, so this level here, this double top became support. So it was resistance. It broke through right around the $10 mark. And then now this is support. So HCAI, I mean, FATN, it's too much of a grinder for me. I'm going to take that off my list. I mean, I'm not trading it anyway because it doesn't have news, but TELO, oh my goodness. Look at that red candle. Look at that. That's shorts, right? Those are shorts, squeezing it, right? Look at that. Yikes. It's like it made a round trip. That's so crazy. Ross traded CI this morning. He's up about 15K. Yeah, so he got in on it. I mean, that's great. That's great. But I just, he sees things that I can't see. You know, I'm not at that level. So, and I'm not I don't want to mirror trade. I know it's Ross Cameron. I'm sure if there's anybody to mirror trade, that would be the person. But if I don't see it, I don't see it. And the not having news, it's like, yeah. But yep, this is now support. Look at that. Now this is the resistance level, right? And I think it's going to break through. So the old resistance is now support. And now we have a double top here, 1171. And the MACD was red here, which makes sense, obviously. But it looks like it's about to flip. I'm curious. I want to watch his recap later and understand like where he traded it. I do see a lot of opportunities. I'm just the no news. If I were going to trade it, I would have tried to trade a micro pullback here once it broke VWAP, or see, I probably would have gotten in here and then it would have rejected. I would have gotten in here. I would have seen this pullback and got in here and then either had a small green trade or a small red trade. Because I would have thought, oh, great, this is the first big pullback. And then it would have rejected down. And here, I might have traded this. This could have been a good trade for me. But here, if I had traded this, I might have got burned. See, the volume didn't go up enough. HCII gave 68 cents in one candle. That's crazy, right? Right here. Yep, this big candle here. That's just so crazy. It's crazy how you can gain so much in one candle and lose so much in one candle. If you watched my recap yesterday, you can see someone losing a lot in one candle. I could have traded, I would have traded, okay, so if I traded HCI on no news, okay, I'll show you all the places I would have traded it. In here on the 10-second chart, okay, there was a pullback there. I would have traded it here, and it would have been either a small green trade or a rejection. I would have traded it here, and this would have been a good trade for me because I would have been able to get, at least 20 cents a share here. I don't know if I don't know if I would have traded it here. Maybe this breakout here, possibly. And I probably would have traded it here because this to me would have been like a flat top breakout, and I like those. So I might have traded it here. Yeah, I want to find out like what why he decided to trade it without news. Maybe because he sees stuff, right? He saw his opportunity and he took it. Yeah, right away this looked good. TELO, what a mess. So this must be people shorting it. And now it's just, yeah, this isn't something that I would be interested in. So let's take that off the list. And let's, oh, it's trying to come back on my list. Let's take it off the list. Too bad, that was good news. Yeah, HCII, I think, is the stock of the day. But I don't know, now it's like, let me look at the daily chart. There was a window. Let's see. So it looks like back here it went to 21. And back here in September it went to 28. So this has the potential to go up. Let's look at it on the 5-minute chart. Of course, it's not too expensive for me, but it's getting there. On the 5-minute chart, wow, this is nice. Pull back, almost just below the 9 EMA here, right to the 9 EMA here. Here it's not quite pulling back to the 9 EMA, and it's going higher. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the 1-minute chart, which is where I trade off of. So now it looks like it's kind of bouncing in this channel here, but so someone mentioned trend lines yesterday. I used to use them. I think HCI has one more run up since, yeah, that's a good observation, TJ. It doesn't have a lot of huge topping tails. Yeah, I mean, I think this right here could be another breakout right now happening. Yep, look at that. Oh, but the MACD's red, so I wouldn't trade it now. I got burned yesterday. I took my MACD off my chart for one day to experiment. And I didn't like it. So I'm not going, make sure you look at HCI after the split back in April 13th. Yeah, I know. I've been fooled by that before. Thank you. Yes, I have been fooled by that before. You have to make sure that you're not looking at a split or... So this, yeah, see, it doesn't have quite of the volume. And the MACD is still red. So I'm curious, let's see. Some of you use RSI. I've been thinking about RSI and average true range. I'm curious, RSI, does that come up here? Let's add selected. I'm just gonna see what it looks like on my chart. Okay, I don't know how to interpret this yet. I'm probably gonna do a video. I post like educational type content on non-trading days. When I say educational, I mean like it's educating me too. Like I research it. things that I want to learn about, things that I want to make sure I understand the fundamentals about, and then I explain it. I called them explained. And I'm probably going to do RSI and average true range this weekend because those are things that I really want to learn about. So I just put the RSI on the chart. Let's just kind of experiment with this a little and edit studies. Is average true range average true range? Is that something that you put on as a study? I'm not even sure. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Oh, HCAI. I missed the move of the day. This is the most obvious stock right now. Although it's 8 a.m., guys. It's 8 a.m. Oh, good question. How I export my trades from Thinkorswim. So what I do is I go to the monitor tab. I use TraderView. I go to the monitor tab and there's nothing today, but I click over here on this show actions menu and it says here export to file. I click on that. I save it. You can rename it if you want, but it'll put the date at the beginning and I save it. Once I've saved it in TraderView, let me pull up my TraderView. Which is the app that I use to track my trades. Obviously, you don't have to buy something. You can track your trades in Google Sheets, but I love it. I've been using it since last year. It's really helpful. I did a video about it Tuesday. And then when I go into TraderView, there's this little button, import. Oh, you can't see it because of my screen. Okay, so in TraderView, there's this import trades. I click that. Thinkorswim, it doesn't automatically import. Some brokers you can automatically import. So then here, click to upload. I select that file, open, and then I click import trades. Now I don't have any trades today, but once you do that, it'll refresh and it'll put in the trades for the day. And if I'm like really like into the trades that I'm doing, I don't stop to import them. I'll make a note in my little paper journal, okay? And then drop my pen. I've got my trusty pen, my cross pen. I love this pen. And then what I do is later on, I make sure that everything's imported and I tag my trades and I put in my risk fact, how much I've risked. So it calculates like my gain or loss relative to my risk. And yeah, it's just, it doesn't automatically import, but some brokers do. I mean, they support a lot of brokers. I know there are some international brokers that are like, you know, there might be some that they don't, but they support something like 80 brokers, I think. Like I said, you don't have to buy something, but I'm an affiliate. And if you, full disclosure, if you are interested, the link is in the description. But honestly, even if you just track things in Google Sheets for free, like do that. Like you don't have to buy something. But if you do want to buy something, I like TraderView. I know there are plenty of other great apps out there, but it has really made a difference. And there are features that I don't use yet. They have a journaling feature. So you can put in all this data about your specific trade, but there's also kind of a way to do a journal about that day. And I am going to start doing that before my recap because I want to really kind of track my psychology and my thought process. So that's something that I'm going to try utilizing every day. So they have these really cool features, but that's how you do it. Other brokers, you can set it up in TraderView so that it automatically imports, which is awesome. I would love if Thinkorswim would do that. So I don't really see anything new popping up. I mean, FATN keeps grinding higher. HCAI, it's made this double top here. Let's see. Now, look at this. It's kind of trading in this channel. This was the resistance previously, which now became support. And now it's kind of trading in a channel. So someone asked me about trend lines, and I used to use trend lines a lot. Now I mostly just do horizontal price lines. It's not because I think there's something wrong with trend lines. It's just that my chart got really cluttered, and I just felt like I was seeing the horizontal price action a lot more than I was seeing the using the trend lines. I think it is helpful for certain setups. But I tend to see the horizontal stuff easier. It's just like what my eye is drawn to. And this is where I think every trader is sort of different. Because I just reread Andrew Aziz's book, Day Trading for a Living. I'm going to do a review about that, hopefully Saturday. I have a commitment all day Sunday, so I'm going to try to do that Saturday. And I read it last year. Didn't really understand much of it at the time. This time I understood most of it. And so that's a good sign. I feel like that's a sign I'm improving. But one of the things he talked about is that he doesn't use diagonal trend lines. He uses horizontal price lines. So that made me feel less crazy because I was like feeling like the trend lines weren't helping me as much. In the beginning, they helped me a lot. But then I just started to feel like I started to be able to see things better without them. And it was cluttering my chart. But if you guys use them and it's working, then do that. Like, you should do what's working. You know, if something's not working, don't do that. If it's working, do that. So I think this is interesting. The MACD is still red and it's still kind of going sideways, but I wouldn't be surprised if it popped up at the open. I would not be surprised at that because it's not trailing off. It's testing this. It's tested this level twice, and now it's coming back down to this level of support. So, I mean, this is definitely the story of the day. Now, let's see. There's news on Thinkorswim, but let's see what that news is. HCAI. I don't see. Oh, it says it declined by 60. So this is like news saying that it declined. Okay. That must have been news from before. So this level of resistance that it kept tapping became support. Okay, what's pop? Well, but it looks like it's trying to head back up to that level. So I added the RSI to my chart. Don't really know how to interpret it yet. But I will be figuring that out and doing a video this weekend. That's one of my videos that I'll be doing. Because I've heard a lot of people talk about it. And average true range. That's another one that I've heard people use to establish their stop. I just don't know how to do that one yet. All right, let's see. What's the stock market doing today? Last day of the month. This might, I mean, this could be a red month for me. It's probably going to be a red month. I'm not going to recover the loss from yesterday in one day. That's not happening. Let's see. Stock futures are mixed as investors weigh strong AI-driven tech earnings against rising inflation fears from oil prices exceeding $120 a barrel. Tech earnings. So, not really anything to write home about, guys. Slow. But that's okay. If it's a no trade day, I'm okay with that. I've made my peace with my loss yesterday. I'm not revenge trading. I'm going to just take each trade today just like it's a new day, because it is a new day. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have taken any trades in here for HCAI because the MACD is red. And this is why I'm glad I put the MACD back on. It really made me nervous having it off my chart yesterday because here, this breakout here, I would have been tempted to trade. And honestly, it would have been a good trade. See, this is why I was like questioning the MACD, but it only had so much room to go and then it would have faded off. But it's not going all the way. It's not making a round trip. So, okay, something else is popping up. I can hear it. FATN. Okay, I will look at it. The curiosity is killing me. Yeah, it's just grinding higher, huh? I'm looking at RSI2. Look forward to your video. Oh, thanks, HG. Yeah, I've wanted to add it for a while, but I need to understand it more. So I'm going to be doing the video partly so I can understand it more and so that you guys can maybe get some basic information about it. But I did add it to the bottom so I can kind of get my eye used to it. Here, wait, I'm actually going to make this, let's see, let me just, try to toggle my taskbar. Here we go. There we go. That gives me more room on the charts. There we go. Should have done that a while ago. So now you can see more chart. Yay, more chart. I'm really trying to get my layout dialed in, and I'm trading on my traveling station at home. I got rid of my big monitor because I think one of the things I need to do is have my travel station and my home station be the same. So I think that will improve things for me. There's no need for me to have a learning curve. Especially whereas I have digital nomad aspirations. So for retirement. So I mean, I still have a home base. I have adult children. They live with me. They're awesome kids. But I would never want to like move permanently somewhere. But I would love to be able to. I do love to travel, and I'd like to travel more and trade while I'm traveling and live stream. So if you are someone that's interested in trading and traveling, I did my trip recap and I posted that yesterday about what I learned trading and traveling and live streaming on the go. I traded from 3 different hotels. I traded from the airport at the gate, and I traded at a lounge, so airport lounge. So I learned a lot, and I have a couple of other trips planned this year where I didn't like adjust the flight, but I haven't. From now on, the trips that I book, I'm going to be more intentional about when I fly because the flights that I booked for this trip were not optimal for trading and traveling, and this is like I'm putting 100% into this, so I really want to keep it going, even when I'm traveling. That's the point, right? So yeah, you can see on that video some of the adjustments I'm making based on my experience. And let's see. Okay, so now I have a smaller monitor for my external monitor. It's my travel monitor. And I'm trying to figure out how I can optimize what I'm looking at. Partly for you guys to be able to see it, but also for me because it was hard switching from my home monitor, which was bigger, to my travel monitor. I want to get used to using the travel monitor and just use that at home. Plus, my desk is less cluttered. I'm such a minimalist. I don't like stuff. Cable management, that was like really annoying. Every time I set my travel station up and broke it down, it was like The cables were everywhere. I was like, oh, gotta figure that out. All right, so really not much popping up, but FATN, I mean, it's a grinder. Like, okay, from here at 347 to 366, that's 20 cents a share almost. I mean, you know, if you're comfortable doing, like, these are all tapping the 9 EMA, pulling off the 9 EMA, tapping the 9 EMA, pulling off the 9 EMA. I traded a lot of these last year. The only thing that is holding me back, quite honestly, is the fact that it doesn't have news. You know, I mean, these are, you know, just have to make sure, like, some of them. Okay, so which ones would this one right here, I would have been tempted by this one because the right here, the MACD, when it flips green, I would have been tempted by that one. This one, definitely. Right here, this pullback right here, let's see, 357 to 380, that's 20 cents, more than 20 cents a share. So right here, this is one, if it had news, I would trade that. It's so hard not to trade things because they don't have news sitting on my hands. So this one looks really good right here. This is really clean. This is a clean pullback. The volume pulls back and then it comes up. I would have traded this. Of course, hindsight is 2020, right? Let's see. What's HCAI doing? HCAI is, well, this is still acting as support. Look at that. It's tapping this level, coming down to this level, tapping this level, tapping this level. But now it's kind of fading off. So let's see. Maybe it's just waiting for the market open. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break because I don't like to take breaks at the top of the hour and the bottom of the hour because of news. But I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. I think I figured out, I realized that I was, I think I figured out average true range on how to put it on the chart. I put it at the bottom, which is making my 1 minute chart way smaller now. But let me see if I can compress this. I guess I could put the average true range with the RSI because I really, let's do that. Apply. All right. So I can't really filter out what's going on here, but now I have them on my chart. But I just wanted to, I just wanted to see if I could find it. I found it. It is under studies. So if you go under studies, edit studies, it was under ATR instead of average true range. But, you know, I'll do a video about that. Those are two things I'm going to do videos about this weekend. Relative strength index and average true range, and see if I can kind of use those indicators to improve what I'm doing. And again, I realize there's no perfect set of indicators, but I'm trying to, you know, figure it out. So let's see. Anything happened while I was gone? It seems like really quiet, honestly. I was hoping I'd have like a small green day to kind of like boost my morale after yesterday, but if it's a no trade day, that's okay. But we're not even halfway through today's trading session, right? We're not even halfway through. So we'll see. Things could pop up. That's what I love about it. You just don't know. Oh man, HCAI, it broke this level of support and VWAP. Who said they had one more run in them? I thought they did too. I'm surprised, honestly. However, let's see. It broke VWAP over here and right here, and it still came back up. So I don't think it's done yet, but right. Huh. Okay, well, let's see. Is there anything else? XRX, there was a reason why I wasn't going to go for that one. Let's see. XRX, the float was too high. 120 million. A little bit more than 20 million. ABTS, that looks like old news. VIAV is way too high for me, $57. MRAM, it's a buy recommendation. VISN, what's that? Very high float. OSRH, that's a penny stock. HTZ, high float. Yeah, not much going on today, huh, guys? After 11 a.m. Okay. I'm usually not trading at that time. I mean, sometimes I do, like, I also really like the hour after close. But I'm usually not on that long. I usually do my recap. If there's something going on at 10 a.m. and it's hot, I'll keep trading. But I'm generally not hopping on at that time after 11 a.m. Those midday runs, right? It's so frustrating. Like I'll look the next day, I'll be like, Well, how many hours a day can I sit in front of the charts? I think it's really helpful to watch consistently for a certain amount of time every day, but I don't think I could sit here for the whole day. That would be hard. I have other commitments, and also I think fatigue would set in for me. But I do like hopping back on to check how things are like midday sometimes, and also, like I said, right at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when the market closes. I like that hour. I like trading then. Sometimes I trade in my Roth at market close. So it doesn't factor into my trades for this, but okay, so it popped back up above VWAP. All right, so it's not done yet. And MACD's flipped green, guys. MACD has flipped green. So look at that. Now it's pulling back, right? So this is the top of the move. Let's take a look here. This is the top of the move. This is the top of the low candle right here. If that's the low candle. And so it's about 20 cents for a stop and about 17 cents for profit. That's kind of not even a 1-to-1 ratio for profit loss, which is something that I am also focusing on. I want to make sure that my profit loss ratio before I take the trade is manageable. Ideally I want a 2-to-1, but at least 1-to-1. All right, it did break out up, but there's price indecision. Look at that. So I wouldn't have taken this trade because I'm not convinced the profit loss ratio is inverted for me. But let me remove these here so you can see better. Remove. Yeah, what time of day do you guys trade? Do you trade? I mean, obviously you're looking at the market now because you're on here on the live stream chatting. But what are other times of the day that you like to trade? Like, I really like when the market closes. I like that hour after the market close. Obviously the volume's a lot lower. And I also want to start trading between 4 and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. More. That's definitely on my list of things to do. Okay, so we had something pop up, TOMZ, but it's under $1. But hey, listen, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Doesn't have news yet. Oh, wait. Yep, here we go. Tomy Environmental Solutions. They announced a strategic pivot toward autonomous systems using its proprietary SteraMist IHP technology across the global transportation and defense sector, including UAVs, commercial aviation, maritime fleets, and high-speed rail. Yeah, I love, so they haven't really done a thing. They're just changing their strategy. They're pivoting their strategy to kind of go along with the whole defense theme. Pre and post market. Okay, Scooter. Yeah, pre and post market. I like post market. I don't know why. It's like, I don't know, when things pop up, I feel like a lot of companies do put out news at 4. And yeah, I really like the post market. I know there are less opportunities, but same thing with pre-market. Like there's less going on, but I feel like there's also less chaos. I do like the slower pace. I'd like to explore swing trading, but the problem is I feel like you have to have like a lot of capital to make swing trading work. Like a lot. And I'm not really willing to tie up a lot of capital right now. So, yeah, we're just kind of pulling all the way back to the 9 EMA. And I won't trade it if it's under $1. I just haven't had good luck. I mean, I have traded stocks under $1. CANF. I've seen this one before. I think I've traded it before. CANF has breaking news because it's 8:30. Woohoo! Breaking news. CAN Fight reports positive phase 2A data with namodenoson in pancreatic cancer. 35% of patients remain on therapy, including one beyond 16 months. Well, that's awesome news. The float's good. The relative volume's good. The gap's good. Wow. Okay. So we have this initial spike because of the news. Wow. Big, big, big topping tail. The total volume is under 500,000. So I'm going to hold off. Let's see. It's hard to borrow. I think I've traded this before. Let me look at the daily chart. Oh, I thought I had. Well, look at that. So the first window is up to like 540. And then there's this crazy day here. What happened there? 3-4. March 4th. What happened March 4th? They entered an agreement. Okay. So let me go back to, let's take a look real quick at the 5-minute chart. Okay. Let's look at the 1-minute chart. All right, so the volume's pulling back, but it looks like it's making a round trip. I'm telling you, I really like biotech, but you have my scans running while I'm getting ready for work from 4 to 5, and I have trade. Okay. So you get the scanners running, but not much is popping up. Yeah, with traveling, I really wanted to try to explore the 4 to 7 window on Webull. But I just didn't have the time to make it happen. So I'm hoping for my next trip. I'm taking another trip in June. I'm going to Vegas. So I'll have another time switch. I just want to have more trading windows available to me to try to trade. Let's see. So CANF is kind of trying to pop up here. Okay, now the total volume just broke 500,000. So that's good. The individual volume on the candles. Who was it? Was it you, James, that said you like to see at least 5 figures of volume on an individual candle? I really like that. So CANF has good news. It is, let me look at my little checklist here. Here's my, I've checked, let's see, did we check hard to borrow? It's hard to borrow. Right now it's below VWAP, so that's a no-go for me. But MACD's green, okay. Let's look at the relative volume. Yep, relative volume, gap, float, price, everything looks good. This is like, honestly, it's just everything looks good but the chart. Everything looks good but the chart. I think you can trade stocks from 4 a.m. if you switch to extended. I think the amount of stocks that are limited on Thinkorswim, between 4 and 7. I think it's like very limited, between 4 to 7 a.m. on Thinkorswim. I think it's really limited. But on Webull, I should be able to do it. A lot of people use Webull. That rejection is nasty. I know. I don't, the whole biotech thing, it's like these stocks just pop up, reject so hard. Look at that. That's brutal. It's like, this is like good news too. That's what's baffling to me about biotech. Like, why is the market not responding to it? Let's see. Let's go back and check HCAI. They're still in this channel, and this level of support is sort of holding up, kind of. Okay, so CANF is now above VWAP. And I mean, if it kind of keeps, I want to see like it establish itself above VWAP. Like I want to see a candle close above VWAP, and I want to see a real bull flag pull. I'm not super happy about all these topping tails. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. Guys, I have to make peace with this big red month. Gonna be like meditating and yeah, I don't know. I mean, the topping tails are very concerning to me. The volume's going up, but so TOMZ, yep, that just popped up in, looks like shorts or something. So let's take that off the list. HCAI, I feel like this is the story to watch today, but it's still kind of, this level of support is sort of holding up, kind of. It dipped below for a minute. Maybe some people tried to short it, and but the longs won. The bulls won. Yay. Sorry for all of those who short out there, but I am terrified to short stocks. All right, so this is still happening in here. FATN, it was grinding up, but it looks like it's on the back side of the move. It's breaking VWAP to the downside now. So for those of you who traded FATN, I hope you got something good out of it. Oh, here we go. HCAI is making another break. Look at that. It's like this long pullback and then pop. Yeah, CANF, I'm disappointed because I really wanted, it would be nice to trade something today. I mean, that's where it's really hard because like I just want to get in on the action, and sitting out because of logic and reason is really hard. It's so annoying. This stupid logic. Yeah, I don't like the topping tails, and I want to see it establish itself above VWAP because I don't trust this at all. This is like really choppy. But it had good news. Ugh. Oh, I feel like, well, there's a lot of learning opportunities today, I guess. Let's go back to HCAI. That seems to be the story of the day. Oh, okay. So I don't like that. It popped up and then immediately rejected. Okay. So wait a minute. This is, I combined ATR and RSI in one section down here because I don't know what I'm reading anyway. But let me separate it out so I can see what I'm doing here. Edit studies. So for those of you who are learning Thinkorswim, you click on the little beaker, like a little science beaker, edit studies. And here you can kind of add all your studies and you can kind of adjust the positioning. So if I want to, move them to separate sections, I can do that. Okay, so I know this reduces my window here, but average true range RSI. So, okay, just like gut instinct here. It looks like the RSI is below this line. I mean, I'm not a genius, but I feel like when something's below a level, that's bad for longs. And over here, average true range, I know that has something to do with stops. So it's one line that I have to look at. So I think once I understand what these indicators are, I can combine them probably, right? And it will be, save me some room. So I'm just going to combine them again for now. Edit studies. So I'll add them together, apply. Let's see, I'm going to put save set. And I'm going to save this as my 1 minute set. That way, when I open my Thinkorswim next time, it'll maintain the same study set. And I don't have to rebuild the whole thing over and over. There's a lot of ways that you can customize Thinkorswim. I know it's not, for high-level brokers, but hey, I'm doing commission-free brokers because that's where I'm at in my journey. And they do have like a lot of features. I'm sure all the brokers have a lot of features, but I haven't felt like limited by anything yet as a new trader. CANF is not showing on your screener at all. Okay, what screener do you use, Dirt Devil? HG. That is really funny. It does. You guys are funny today. You know that? You guys are cracking jokes left and right. That is hilarious. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes my heart rate is like, bup, 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 bup. Like yesterday when I screwed up on the hotkey and lost all that money, my heart was just pounding out of my chest. I was like, don't cry on your live stream. Don't cry on your live stream. That's bad. There's no crying. What do they say? There's no crying in baseball, no crying in trading. So yeah, that does look like a heart monitor scan or something. You guys are funny today. Yeah, CANF. So someone recommended Chart Watchers to me. So I did sign up for the free version. And I started kind of exploring that. It looks like it has a lot of features as well. I just have to kind of learn it. Chart Watcher, that's what it's called. And so I'm looking into that as a potential alternative. Someone actually suggested it here on the chat. I'm not sure who it was, but I did look at that. So I signed up for the free version. I'm exploring that. And I use Warrior Trading scanners. I know there's a way to really customize the scanners on Thinkorswim. And honestly, before I signed up for Warrior Trading scanners, I had set up a lot of it on Thinkorswim. The thing is, Thinkorswim doesn't have a 10-second chart. You have to set it up by like tickers or ticks. And anyway, it's just not the same. It looks like Chart Watcher supports a 10-second chart at a certain price level. Like there's different levels. RSI between lines is good. Above year overbought and watch for a reversal. Oh, okay. Well, that was like a quick and dirty explanation. Thank you. CANF just for my 20% over open with news. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, so you have it set to 20% over open. See, I've heard a lot of people do that. Wait, so 20% over open, like, do you mean 7 a.m. or? So on Warrior Trading scanners, yes. Okay, so the gap is up to 20 on Warrior Trading scanners. So I usually look for it being 10% over the previous day's close. Okay. Yeah, some people go for 20%. And, you know, that's you know, this is how we're learning, right? That's okay, so that's interesting. So let's see. I'm trying to see. I'm looking at chart watchers. I'm going to see. I haven't really had a chance to go deep into figuring it out. I was sort of playing with the layout on my trip. So they do have the 10-second charts. Let's see. Let me put in CANF. Oops. So I mean, I might consider this. This is a pullback. Let me put the 10-second chart up here. Whoops, I just closed that accidentally. All right, so let me put up the 10-second chart on my... So it's popped up above VWAP, pulling back. This is interesting. Look at this. The volume is the same on these three candles, but if it was a real, like a stronger pullback, I would think that the volume would be going down. Oh, yeah. Okay. So open being 4 a.m. Okay, so it counts it from 4 a.m. Okay. So the scanner that I'm using from Warrior Trading counts it from the previous day's close. Well, yeah. I think this one wants to go up. I mean, it has good news, but the total volume is still on the lower side. Like more people have been trading HCAI today. So let's see. Wow. So this level of support is holding up, but so yeah, look at that. This level of support is holding up. I mean, it tried to test it here, keeps tapping here. I wonder if this is people shorting now, right? It's testing. CANF. I do like having the 10-second chart up for micro pullbacks, you know. But HCAI is, so FATN looks like it's trying to grind back up. Yeah, guys, this for me could be a no trade day. I don't know. I still have, let's see, what time is it? I still have a little over an hour left of my live stream. So CANF, it's making a break, but it's, I don't know. So the MACD is green, pulling back a little bit. Let's see. So this is the top of the last candle. If we ignore this algo spike, right, and we look at this as like its own pullback, we could say, all right, this is high of day. It could go that high. Let's look at the daily chart again. It goes up to 559 here. Look at that. $5.44. So I think there's room to go. This could be a micro pullback here or a flat top breakout. Hmm. $3.75. That's the top of this candle. But the thing is, on the 10-second, it looks real choppy to me. It really does. It looks real choppy to me. It's not like clean on the 10-second. Now, it might come back down and tap the 9 EMA, but this is too big of a profit, like an inverted profit loss ratio for me. See, my stop would be, this would be my entry, this would be my stop, and this would be my profit. Yeah. Nope. I don't like the profit loss ratio. Quality over quantity, right, guys? Don't let me take it. All right. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's not an acceptable profit loss ratio for me. So let's see if we get another low candle or if that breaks out. I think it's trying to break out. I need more tea. All right. I think it's trying to break out, but like my first target is 375. That's only 6 cents between my entry and my target. When my stop would be, I'd be risking 15 cents. This is something that I've been working on too, is making sure I determine my profit loss ratio before I enter the trade. It helps me understand where's my stop, where's my entry point, where's my target. And if the profit loss ratio doesn't make any sense, then no matter how good everything else looks, I really can't take it. And the MACD is struggling here. Yep. So that's a no-go for me. It's too bad. It has news. So it's testing this 375 level. I'm also watching it on the 10-second chart, and it just looks really choppy. We're coming up to 9 o'clock soon. Could get news sometimes. HCAI. Let's check out HCAI. Wow, look at that. It's still in this channel. This is still support. I think there's going to be a breakout on HCAI at some point where it's going to head back up to high of day. That's what I think. Or the shorts are going to take over and it's going to plummet. Yeah, look at this. The volume pulled back a lot. So this looks to me like a flat top breakout, but the MACD is going red, which I don't like. I'll wait till after 9 o'clock to get more tea, because I don't want to miss anything. Yeah, it's consolidating. It is. I think CANF also might break out, but I won't take it if the MACD is red. Yep. And let's see. FATN. FATN. Wow, that was like a... It's kind of still grinding. It's going down, but it looks here like... Well, it looks to me like this could be on the backside of the move, because here there was support here, and now it's resistance. So it's kind of bouncing between this new level of resistance and VWAP. So in HCAI, this is definitely support. Now it's just kind of crawling along that level of support. Whoops. CANF. It's down. It's tapping VWAP. Okay, it's tapping VWAP, but the MACD is red. I wanted to like this stock. I wanted to like it. Feels chilly today here. I'm in New England. I'm freezing today. Well, let's see if anything pops up at 9. If nothing pops up, I'll probably take a quick break before market open. I like to do that in between the news. Yikes. Okay. Look at that. Down below VWAP. So I can't believe I have not taken one trade today. And you know what? It's okay. I mean, I so wanted... Of course, a part of me really wanted to get a couple green trades to start to dig myself out of the hole I made yesterday. But it's going to be a red month probably. And that's okay. I'd rather stick to my guns on my rules. And I would rather have a no trade day than have another red day, because I revenge traded. It just never works out for me. And yesterday, if you watch my recap, you can see that, like, you can see I've got my little supplement drink here. If I hadn't clicked buy when I meant to click sell, what a nightmare. I would have only had a $60-something loss, and it definitely would have put me at my max daily loss. But $70, $60 is a lot different than 600. So I feel a little bit better about it. Like, I screwed up with the hotkeys, but I do feel better about the actual trade itself. Like, I thought I made a decent entry, a good decision to enter. It just happened to reject. I tried to get out at the right time too. But my hotkey issue I did fix. So, all right. I'm really just curious if there'll be anything to pop up at market open. Okay, now this is kind of testing VWAP again. HCAI is testing VWAP again. I mean, it does. I do think something's going to happen with HCAI. I would be surprised if it just kind of stayed there. Yeah, are you from New England too? Yeah, we're a special breed. Yes. Yeah, today I'm in Boston, in the Boston area, so it's like overcast. I'm like, where'd spring go? Prague was like about 8 degrees south latitude, so it was like a little warmer there, and it was sunny. We had great weather. And I came back and I'm like, where'd all the flowers go? Because they're a little ahead of us on spring. But lucky for me, my son, I have my adult children live with me. My son mowed the lawn while I was gone. I told him to, and I was like, you did it. Thank you. I have good kids, really good kids. But I thought he would forget because usually I do it. And he did it. I'm like, uh-oh, that might be your job now. FATN. Wow, look at that. It broke over this level. FATN is like the sleeper winner today, huh? So this is pulling back. But out of the 3 stocks that I've been watching pretty much all morning, the only one with news is CANF. So, I'm watching HCAI because I do think that was the news of the day. I mean, the stock of the day. That's what I meant to say, the stock of the day. But FATN, look at this. It's testing up here, 375. Oh, look at that. It's heading back up towards 375. So this was resistance. I wonder if this will become support for this level here. So here we had some resistance at 360. Oh, okay. Worcester area. Yeah, Massachusetts is not that big, right? Like some states like Texas just go on forever. Or California. You're just driving and driving and driving. Like, in New England, you would have been through like 4 states, but you're like still driving through California. All right, so we're coming up to, it looks like high of day. It tapped it here, tapped it here. But CANF, I am so disappointed in you. I wanted this to be my stock today. But now it's below VWAP, and I really don't see this popping back up. Yeah, I don't see this, like, I don't see CANF making a comeback. I mean, it could, of course. Anything can happen, but I feel like it's been struggling. I haven't seen a clear opportunity. Like here, okay, this right here might have been an opportunity right here. But the reason why I would have been reluctant to get in here is because on this candle, MACD was red. So I would have been reluctant to get in here. And this candle, even though it's green, the volume isn't that high. So I might have gotten in late here. I still could have made 10 cents a share on that. So this move, I guess I missed right here. This is the only one that I would have taken. Yeah, that's probably the only move that I could say, oh, I wish I had maybe jumped in on that. But I would have hesitated because of the MACD being red and this bigger red candle that dropped below VWAP. I would have wanted to see a candle confirm above VWAP. So then if it confirmed here, then I wouldn't have got in till here. Let's see, 361. I still would have had 10 cents a share. So this right here would have been a possibility. This trade right here, I missed. I guess that could have been a trade for me. Possibly. All right, guys, I'm going to take another quick break and I will be back in 5 minutes. Hopefully, I'll get some action at the open so I can get in on it. But if that doesn't happen, that's fine. But I will be back regardless. All right. All right, I'm back. Excuse me. All right, let's see. Anything pop up? CANF. Ooh, look at that. Look what happens when you take 5 minutes off. Things happen. Okay. Let's see. All right. Interesting. MACD is now green. Let me take some of these price things off. Well, this was resistance and now it looks like it's support, right? So I wouldn't have taken a break of VWAP here, maybe. I don't know, maybe I would have. That would have been nice. So now this is, let's take a look at the, so now this is the top of the move, right? 393. It's pulling back to the 9 EMA. The volume bars are pulling back. Whoops. It's dropping below this level. Let's see, remove drawing. It's the top of it. It's the bottom of the candle. Maybe right there. So this is about 12 cents. This is about 15. So this is a acceptable profit loss ratio as long as it doesn't go too much up. Well, it's kind of popping down more. Let's see, we've got, oh, it's going down towards VWAP. Now that's too big of a stop for me. So this, I'm looking for this to be bigger than this. The area between my entry and my target to be bigger than my entry to my loss. And it is below 9 EMA, which I don't love. I like the price action to be above the 9 EMA. But this profit loss ratio makes a lot more sense. But look at this choppy volume, right? It's like down and then up, a lot of selling here. I don't know. Do I want to risk it? I'm looking for quality, right? Don't think I want to risk it. Ugh, is this going to be a no trade day? Maybe. Because look at this volume. It's not clean. Like here, it goes up pretty clean. Here, it's kind of choppy. I think it's going to break out here, but look at the MACD. Whoops. MACD is like almost closed. Kind of curious about HCAI. Oh, look at that. It's making a recovery. Okay, FATN. FATN is still consolidating sideways. This is like interesting day to me. So CANF looks like, I mean, this is a nice profit loss ratio, but these volume bars don't make sense to me because this looks like it's trying to break out and it's low volume. Oh, see? And now it's going red. This is why I took my MACD off yesterday to experiment with it, and it just caused me so much anxiety. It was, yeah, caused me a lot of anxiety. Yep. Now it's below VWAP, so well, I'm glad I didn't get in there. Now, if I didn't have the MACD, I might have gotten in. I might have gotten in right here when it popped just above here. However, I don't like the fact that it's below the 9 EMA. So let's look at the 5-minute. I want to look at the 5-minute chart. So this is pretty clean. It pulls back, it goes up, pulling back again. I guess if you like to trade on the 5-minute chart, this looks more tradable to me. Well, not really, because look at the distance between this and this is a lot. If there's another red candle, it's going to be almost more than 50% of this move. Let's see, HCAI is doing something. What? Look at that. Look at that. It went up and tapped this level again. I know. This is the stock of the day, right? I missed the whole thing, but I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't break my rule today. Ross Cameron can break every rule he wants. He knows what he's doing. I'm new. I'm a baby trader. I've only been doing this for a year, more than a year, but you know. So I've heard people talk about prop firms. I don't think that's something that I would ever do. But what I think is interesting is I've heard they have like really strict rules. And I've heard that people make money in a prop firm, and then when they go out on their own, they're not sticking to their rules, so they don't make as much money. So it just goes to show that having rules and sticking to them works, right? That's why the prop firms do it. I mean, I don't know. I've never worked for a prop firm, but I find that really interesting. That they have really strict rules, and you know, I'm over here struggling to follow my rules, and you know, I'm just thinking that like, what if I think of myself like my own boss, right? Like if I, you know, I have to stick to these rules or else, you know? That's why I think it is hard for individual traders to stick to the rules, because they don't have any oversight, right? I mean, I love the idea of having the freedom of making this consistently profitable and being able to have this be my job. That's my goal. But I don't think I can get there without strict rules. I just don't think I can. I mean, this would have been an awesome run, but I wouldn't have taken this with the MACD red. I would not have done that. Let's see, CANF, what happened to you? Oh, look at this pullback. Okay. So this is the 5-minute chart though. Yep. And then I have traded on the 5-minute chart. I don't generally do it, but this looks like a good pullback. Like this, here's one pullback. This is the second pullback. So let me clean this up a little. So this is the top of the low candle. And it's just tapping the 9 EMA on the chart. It has news. The profit loss ratio looks good. It's really close to the open though. That's the only thing. I'm worried about those first 5 minutes of the open. This looks like a potential bull flag pullback on the 5-minute chart. Like if we go back to the 1-minute chart, let's see. This must have been the first pullback, and this is the second pullback. Looks a lot cleaner on the 5-minute chart, right? Well, let's see. There's 1 minute left on this chart. Should I? I haven't traded on the 5-minute chart in a while. I've done it, but I usually trade on the 1 minute chart. But it is close to the open, which makes me nervous because of those first 5 minutes of real crazy volatility. Oh, oh. We're almost at the, so it's more there. We're almost at the end of this candle. But you know what I don't like is this topping tail. That's what's giving me hesitation. This topping tail is giving me hesitation. And if I see volume here, maybe I'll consider getting in on the 5-minute chart. Just much cleaner price action. But I don't, this is hesitating a lot. And we're a few minutes from the open, which makes me really nervous. Today is not my day for trading. And the MACD is red here. I don't have the MACD on the 5-minute chart. Let's see. Do I? How come it's not showing? Oh, yeah, I do. On the 5-minute chart, it's green. But it didn't really go anywhere. It popped up slightly and then rejected. So let's see, remove drawing. Let's see, this level. But then this candle, if it doesn't go all the way down, is that my stop down here? You know what I mean? We've got less than 5 minutes to the open. I'm really curious what's going to happen with this at the open. There might be other stuff that pops up. So I'm not giving up hope yet. I'm not giving up hope. I could get a trade today. But HCAI is, oh, this is the 5-minute. Okay, it's pulling back on the 5-minute too. FATN. Okay, CANF. Yeah. I don't know, I'm really leery. That first 5 minutes of the open can be so volatile. Let me get my 10-second chart ready, though, in case I want to do like a gap and go. Well, this has a bottom tail, so that's good. And we've got 2 minutes to go. I don't know. This would be the second pullback on the 5-minute chart. I mean, we have another 1.5 minutes left in that candle. I don't know. I'm just nervous about like that first couple of minutes of the market. It's so volatile. Let's see. 1 minute to go. This is really my only game, and this is the only game in town right now for me, potentially, unless something pops up at 9:30, which hopefully there will be something that pops up. It's crazy how much I like trading. Even though I had a really bad day yesterday, I love this. I love the markets. I think it's so exciting and interesting. I just think it's so interesting. I have a real passion for it, you know? All right. So we've got 15 seconds. Let's see what happens. All right. So this is the low candle here. All right, so it's dropping even more. Is this the low candle? I had to get out. Yep. It went below my stop. And my profit and loss is pretty much my max daily loss. So that's it for me. That's it for me. Yep. It hit my stop. I don't know. That was probably a bad idea to trade right at the open. But I'm glad I got out when I did. Ooh, okay. Oh, wow. I am glad I got out when I did. I took a calculated risk. Let's check the 1 minute chart. So that was a trade on the 5 minute chart. I got in 372. When did I get in? Got in too high. I got in here. I got in a little too high. I was waiting for the volume and it flushed down and I got out at a little bit below my stop, like 2 cents below my stop. But I pretty much got out at my stop. Well, that stinks, but let's see if anything else is popping up. But I'm pretty much at my max loss. I'm at negative 148.30. TRT. MRAM. CANF looks like it's making a comeback. So I think maybe I shouldn't have traded it right at the market open. Look at that. Oh, that's killing me. Oh my God. That is killing me. I mean, it's still not at my break even, but I'd love to hear from you guys. Would you have taken that trade? I don't know. I hadn't traded on the 5-minute in a long time, but thought it was good. I thought it looked good. But the first few minutes of the market are extremely volatile. Wow, getting out hurt. But yeah. Oh, yikes. But getting out at my stop was the right choice. Always. Always. It's better to be red and then hope and pray and do some kind of juju over the stock market. This is one I am going to be really looking at closely because I did question whether or not I should get in the first few minutes of the market because it's so volatile. I really questioned that, but I'm at my criteria for stock selection, my profit loss ratio was acceptable. Let's see what else. Let me look at my it was above VWAP. The volume bar was there. MACD was green, although it was closing. And now look, there's like a ton of look at this. People think it's going to go up to 4. Or those are people that just got stuck over here and they're trying to get out now, which is probably more likely. And I'm not technically at my max loss. I still have $1.70. I could take another trade, but I would have to feel really confident about it. And look at that. The topping tail here, the topping tail here. Ugh. This dreaded candle. ITGR for $82. That's a little bit out of my price range. All right. SNBR. SNBR. HCAI made a break for it over that level. Look at this. Okay, so now this, okay, this is also the 5-minute chart. This is a bull flag pullback, and this one worked. This one looked very clean and worked. Of course, it halted, right? And I don't want to get stuck in a halt, but let's go back to the 1 minute. So CANF. Yeah, it looks too choppy now. Well, I took a chance on the 5-minute chart. See, this looks cleaner on the 1-minute chart than CANF. Looks less clean. But I thought this was, on the 1-minute chart, the MACD is red. On the 1 minute chart, the MACD was green. So that right there, see, on the 5 minute chart, the MACD was green. That's something I hadn't really thought about. Let's see. That seems like, so this is the 5 minute chart. Wait a minute, let me go back. This is the 5 minute chart, and it was green. The MACD was green on the 5 minute chart. But on the 1 minute chart, the MACD was red. So is that something that I should have seen as a potential red flag to not take the trade? Should I have checked the 1 minute chart for the MACD on the 1 minute chart? Or do you only look at the MACD on the time frame that you're trading? SHMD. Oh, look at SNBR. But does it have news? SHMD. No, that looks terrible. Okay. RPGL. MRAN. MRAN. Well, that looks good. What's their news? MRAN. They executed a $4 million agreement from Mill Aero MRAN. That sounds really good. MRAN. Wow, this looks really good, actually. They're hard to borrow. Volume is at 6. Let's see if there's anything on the daily chart that would give us concern. Oh, wow. Look at this gap up. Defense contract. That's great news. Is this blue sky? It's pulling back on the 1 minute. This looks really good. I haven't technically hit my max loss, but do I want to take another loss? I mean, this looks really good. But I want to see volume bar confirmation on that volume bar. Oh, I didn't catch it. Well, that was another bad day in a row. Okay. Okay. All right. Yep. That was another bad day in a row. Well, I tried to get out my stop. I didn't catch my order. I don't flush down. At one point it was break even. I was going to get out and I didn't. Well, this is hard. 2 bad days in a row. Well, I think I'm in trader rehab now. Rough month at the office. Thanks, James. I appreciate it. Yeah. I was hesitating. I was waiting for it to go back up to break even. I'm just stress eating dates now. Yeah, thank you. That was kind of rough. Well, I guess I have a lot to talk about in my recap today. Wow. Yep. Well, I'm obviously out for the day. 2 rough trades. Wow. Wow. I'm glad I got out when I did, though. Like, wow, I got out nearly at the bottom of this candle. It didn't catch my order. And I panicked a little bit. It took me a second to cancel it and I have a feeling it's going to come back up, but that was pretty brutal. That was pretty brutal. Wow. But, you know, it's better to take the hit than stay in it. I believe that. Yep. I think I made a good decision to get in, but I think I should have got out here when it hit break even because it didn't go right away. This is where I should have sold. Right here. Yep. I should have sold here when it hit break even. And I was really thinking it was going to keep climbing, but this topping tail should have showed me that it wasn't. Wow, I'm getting caught in some really harsh rejections lately. Look at that. Right there, that's me. Right there. Well, you're seeing it here. Yep. I should have gotten out. This one was a bad trade because I should have gotten out when it hit break even. And I got greedy and I let it go. And tried to get out. Yep. All right, so I've had 2 rough trades today. Wow. That's pretty rough. I will probably tomorrow I will be reducing my share size for sure. I considered it for today, but tomorrow I'm going to have to. I got to go and reduce my share size because I can't risk another bad day. So I guess like Russ Cameron says, I am in trader rehab. That's how it's going to have to go. And yep. So this one, bull flag pullback. Thought it was a good trade. Of course, I did this on the 5-minute. So the first one was on the 5-minute. And the second one was on the 1-minute. Well, guys, I'm going to believe that May is going to be a rebuilding month for me. That's what I'm going to do. And yeah, this is like the biggest drawdown I've been in for a really long time. This is rough. Wow. It's rough to have this happen publicly. Like, I've had bad days before. I had a day that was a bigger loss than that. But it's tough to do it in front of everybody. You're seeing it here. So what I'll do is, because it's very close to 10, so I'm gonna throw in the towel. Tapping out. And what I'll do is after this, I'm going to take a break, reset, and the plan tomorrow is to reduce my shares to 100 shares. Okay, so I'm saying it now. I'm sticking to it tomorrow. I'm reducing to 100 shares. Okay, and if I can get consistent again and get my bearings back with 100 shares, then I'll increase my share size again. But no, I'm back to 100 shares. And that's okay. I just don't want to risk any more of my capital, honestly. You know, that's more than I'm willing to risk. And I really don't want another big red day. So I'm going to do the right thing and reduce my share size. So guys, stay tuned for the recap. It's another bummer, but listen, I'm going to face it straight on. I'm going to stay emotionally calm. I'm going to review my trades. And tomorrow I'm going to start May with 100 shares per trade. And let's, I'll try to make May a whole new month. And let's see if I can reestablish myself and kind of get back in a groove with 100 shares. If I can do that, then I will go back up. I've had to do this before. I actually had to go down to 10 shares at one point because I was just not hitting it, and then I moved back up. So I'm going back down. Thank you. I'm going to go down to 100 shares and focus on consistency. It's not doing me any favors to kind of keep pushing at 500 shares when I've had 2 big red days in a row. 1 big red day. Okay, 2 big red days in a row. I don't want a third. So if I go down to 100 shares and reestablish my consistency and get my feet under me again, that's what I'm going to do. So that is my goal for May. Okay. My goal for May is to start stringing green days together again. April was a mess. And I'll be reviewing April. I don't think it's because I'm live streaming, but in any case, I'm going to Go down to 100 shares, guys. That's what I have to do. Okay. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. back here with reduced share size, and keep moving forward, keep improving every day. All right, trade smart, you guys. Bye.